top geographer with the big idea which changed our views about the world. He believed that the continents used to belong together in one supercontinent, which he called Pangaea, which is Greek for all Earth. But how did he formulate this? Wegener was a German soldier during the First World War. He was wounded, and while sitting in hospital bored, he looked at maps of the world. After spending a vast amount of time looking at the maps, he noticed that the continents fitted together almost perfectly when he tried fitting the cut-out shorelines together. Going a step further, he found that cutting along the continental shelf instead, the submarine terrain, the match became even better, about 90% accurate, remembering of course that any deficit may be due to the difficulty in representing the curved surface of the Earth on a flat piece of paper. After finding this, he was now absolutely convinced that the continents were once together, but how to prove it? Wegener wasn't the first to think this idea. In 1620, Francis Bacon first observed that the eastern and western margins of the Atlantic Ocean seemed to fit together in a way that could scarcely be accidental. However, Alfie went one step further and tried to gather data on ancient climates, paleontology and structural history to back up his theory. He found out that the western side of Africa and eastern side of South America shared the same species.
Oh, look! The freshwater reptile Mesosaurus fossil remains are found in Africa and South America. And fossils of the fern Glossopteris are found in South America, Africa, India, Antarctica, and Australia. Interesting.
These were not the first findings to support continental drift. However, scientists such as Alexander von Humboldt as early as 1801 pointed out that rocks of opposing coastlines were similar. All this evidence became substance in his publication of his book, The Origin of Continents and Oceans, in 1915. When Wegener published his book,
Now available in ebook,
his ideas were pulled apart because continental drift was thought impossible. Wegener couldn't provide an adequate explanation for continental drift and how rocks were sailing through the sea. In the early 60s, 250 seismic stations were set up around the world by the US. They found that the area under the lithosphere, the asthenosphere, featured plastic-like qualities, a solid acting like a liquid. This meant that the rock wasn't brittle, as was believed. This backs up Holmes' theory of convection cells, which provides the missing driving force for Wegener's continental drift.